there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged in my very, 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 very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. None of this is ever personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in my description box. So, Shonaf, aka Letitia's mom, has gone live, you guys. Again, like I told you guys earlier, she was going to come back and press the button and say a whole bunch of things that I knew she was going to do, right? Because everything now is a complete 180 on her thoughts on Martell and his concubine. And I'm just over it, you guys. She's gone live via Cricket Wireless, you guys. So nonetheless, the live keeps starting and stopping and sound and no sound and all these things. She was off, her son, I believe, was driving her somewhere, whatever. And nonetheless, you know, she had some Club Shay Shay Henny or whatever his drink is, his alcohol is, was taking sips of that, was going off. We went from daytime to nighttime and all the things. And essentially, here's what I got. I got that Tisha did not want her mom to go live and address any of this. But because Tisha's mom loves the attention of you guys, that you guys continue to give her, she knew that she was going to go live anyways, regardless of what Tisha said. So that tells me right there that you have no regard for your daughter's wishes, right? If your daughter wants to keep things on the hush and hopes that things blow over and that the smoke clears, and you say, no, I want to continue to have all of the smoke, and I'm going to continue to press the button and add more fuel to the fire, here we are. Here we are. Also, she kept making comments as far as that she'll see some people in court, but nonetheless, we'll see what happens. I mean, at this point, you guys, everybody is, you know, saying they're going to be in court in Huntsville, Alabama, and it's just like, who isn't going to court at this point? Who isn't going to court? Who isn't suing somebody is what I want to know. But let's see actually if actions are going to be backing up those words, right? Are the Scots 1.0 going to actually follow through with a lawsuit against Martell, right? So we'll see about that. But nonetheless, she goes in, Tisha's mom goes in on the alleged side chick and says that she has no self-respect for herself and that this is disgusting. How can you be in your 30s and say such filth and all these things? And she said basically, you know, she always says that, you know, a 304 gets no dough, but a B does and all the things. And how are you going to come on here and, you know, feel good about yourself, you know, saying such filth on the internet and all the things? She went in on Tell and the side chick, said that the side chick is a career side chick, was trying to go in on her, but couldn't quite articulate the two-parent household read, but I understood what she was saying. Also said that Martell didn't want to be there, didn't want to acknowledge his side chick, didn't want to acknowledge his concubine, didn't want to acknowledge anything, showed no affection, did not want to portray anything that they looked like or were a couple in any capacity, and simply was just there to fuel a certain narrative. She doesn't, it's interesting because it's like on one hand, Tisha's mom doesn't believe it, but then on the other hand, she keeps saying, well, if this did happen, this would have been over 12 years ago. That was when Marceau worked at the movie theater and this and that. So it's interesting, right? But she also feels that even based off of this sit down with Martell and his concubine,
that there is no actual receipts, that there was no pictures, there was no video, there was no text message, there was no hotel receipts, there was no flight receipts shown, none of it. And she also said as well that this interview, was short, number one, but most importantly, it felt like it was, essentially Martell's mistress, trying to put on a show, trying to perform, trying to do all these things. And she went on her as well, saying, how are you going to call my daughter slow when you're the one that's slow, continuing to entertain people who are married and you have nothing to show for it. And then it was weird because, again, Tisha's mom still wants Martell's concubine to be on the show. And I just don't know why. For what purpose? She's trying to make the argument that because she's slow, that it's not going to, really give the impact, or maybe she's going to get dragged and embarrassed and humiliated because of her slowness. I'm not sure where she was really going with that, because for all intents and purposes, the main reason you guys had wanted her on the show was because you thought it was going to be an opportunity for her to cuss out Mel and to paint this picture or whatever, and paint this narrative about Mel to satisfy your guys' hatred for her. But now all of a sudden, since it's clear as day with the escalated no contact order, if she were to be on the show at this point, it would be solely to go after the Scotts. So therefore, not sure why you still want her to come on the show exactly. And then she made the comment because she said, I guess she saw somewhere that somebody was saying that they were ruining people's Christmas and their family's Christmas and all this and that. And Tisha's mom wanted to let the people know that her Christmas and her family's Christmas is not ruined in any capacity of any sorts, right? And, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of the gist of it. She just kind of kept going in. And here's where I'm going to go in, right? Tisha's mom, all of this time when Martell was playing nice with your son-in-law and with your daughter, you had no problem believing anything Martell said. You even brought to the show the allegation that the youngest child was not Martell's. You even went in on the Holt kids and their hair and compared it to your grandkids' hair. It was you that claimed that, Mel and Tell were this power couple that should have stayed married, that should have stayed together, and all of these things. And now you are saying how horrible a person is that Martell is, and that he is nothing but a low-down, dirty dog. He is nothing but a cheater, but he has been a cheater. He has been all these things. So why is it only now, because he responded to your daughter from her previously making the GAY allegations, that now all of a sudden it's F. Martell, when it should have been F. Martell 6 years ago? But nonetheless, you guys show that you guys will move the goalpost depending on, how far you're willing to let somebody, basically hang themselves before you want to intervene. And that's not how this works. This is why I can't do the hypocrisy and the double standards. Wrong is wrong. Martell had been wrong for cheating on his wife and dealing with an unhinged mistress. She's the same person she's always been. And this little interview shindig that they attempted, showed her insecurities, because if you supposedly are with Martell now, why are you still trying to track any type of guy's trip he was on and you weren't there, and trying to find out whether or not he was committed to you when he needed to be committed to his wife and children? Make it make sense. So that was essentially, like I said, the gist of what Tisha's mom said. And then the only other thing she really said was that, if Martell keeps playing, that she has receipts of her own and actual receipts that she could potentially show on her YouTube, on her platform, if it comes to that. And this is the thing too. If you have receipts, drop them. This whole thing where we're going to be like, listen, and you're doing the same thing Martell did on the show, which was saying you had receipts, saying you had something to show the people, pretended that, hey, you were going to show the receipts the moment you got your phone, and then all of a sudden you have a change of heart. Tisha's mom, if you have receipts, click the button and show them. But don't talk about it, be about it. Show what receipts you have so we can move forward. But and this is the problem that you guys keep getting yourselves into trouble. All of this alluding to and implying all of these things, and then we never hear anything afterwards. It's giving clickbait. It's giving teaser. Show the receipts or don't. But nonetheless, it's just interesting. Like I said, the change of heart, the switch up on Martell, only when he comes after your daughter. But like I said, if he comes after anybody else, it's fair game. And it's interesting, this approach you're all of a sudden taking on Maurice, and Marceau for that matter, because now all of a sudden you feel that this new side chick should just pin everything on Maurice since his name came up. But then at the same token, you're saying that this alleged tryst didn't happen. But then at the same token, you're also saying, well, if it did happen, it was so long ago, it doesn't matter. And that Martell couldn't even find any recent women to allege that they hooked up with Marceau. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. I just feel like, for all intents and purposes, ever since Tisha's mom came on the show, she always suspected at the back of her mind her son-in-law did cheat on her daughter. And that's why she was always getting into it with him, because she felt like he was not respecting her daughter at all. So it's interesting, this 180 all of a sudden, that now cheating is off the table. Now cheating isn't going to be discussed or implied in any capacity, but y'all were okay making fun of Mel for however long she decided to stay with Martell, and y'all still make fun of her now, even though it's going on 5 years since she's been divorced from him. But like I said, we're going to always call out the double standards and the hypocrisy of it all. But that was mostly the gist of it. She kept circling back and going in on the girl, going in on the girl's looks and all this, saying that this isn't Marceau's type. How would you know what Marceau's type is? And here's the thing. If you are just hooking up with somebody and just looking to have intimate relations, guess what? It doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter if they're cute or ugly. It doesn't matter if they're skinny or overweight. None of that matters if they are just looking to get their rocks off. So I don't even understand why we're making that even a thing. And unless, you want to make the argument that you knew her 12 years ago too, and you knew what her body looked like then. No. But essentially, like I said, that was the gist of it. Again, even with this so-called going in, it's still not on the level of the hatred and the vitriol that Tisha's mom has for Mel. So again, another reason I can't really take this seriously, right? And it will be remaining to see on whether or not any of these alleged YouTubers that Tisha's mom is so confident in, on whether or not that they're going to be in court too. We'll have to see. We will definitely have to see. But nonetheless, there's that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. What do you think of Tisha's mom, getting online, basically trying to make it seem like everything's cool, everything's fine, but really everything is a disaster right now. So it's even making me tired. It's even making me tired. But nonetheless, what do you guys think about all this? Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.